Recording in progress. All right, guys, we're going to get started in just 1 minute. We're waiting for a few more people to show up. And let me just share my screen too. You guys all see the screen on the right? Good to go. Okay, great. Hi, I'm Steve Ferman. Thank you all for coming to How to Find the Best Coach for You. I'm here with Lori Karpman, the founder of Coach Lori. I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I am and my background first, and Lori will fill you in. We'll have some questions, some Q&A at the end, and hopefully we answer all of your questions. I help businesses scale and grow their companies by 10x. I do that by removing drama and getting everyone on the same page and all heading towards the same goals. Hi, I'm Steve Ferman. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have bought and built and sold 7 different companies over the last 40 years. It scares me to say that, but it's true. Not only have I been coached for 25 of those 40 years, but I've also been coaching for the last 4 years, and I recently spent the last year studying to become a Scaling Up certified coach.
Hi, I'm Lori. I'm a token Canadian for all of you, in case there's anyone else out there who's going to watch this as Canadian. Hello from Canada. And I'm a strategic coach. So I'm a graduate of the Strategic Coach Program and Colby certified. And I work with business owners, entrepreneurs, senior executives, and I work and coach around the individual in the context of their business. So we work on things like productivity, time management, goal setting, personal and professional. We also look at what are the overall goals for the business, and we help to make you a better leader, a better communicator, and we also help you to take your business from being a solopreneur to being an entrepreneur.
Super. So there are many types of coaches, and Lori will get into that a little bit later on, but I'm a Scaling Up business coach. And while you likely know many, most work with either the leader or the team or the business. I happen to work with all three. Coaches are not therapists. We're not sounding boards or someone to tell you what you want to hear. We are, however, good listeners, able to give good outside perspective and help you with our bag of tools and tricks to achieve your goals. To evolve as an entrepreneur, we need to create a support system around us. Dr. Benjamin Hardy, who's an author and a coach, calls them who's. They are the people that you delegate or get to do things that you are not uniquely good at or that you don't like doing. Dr. Hardy talks about the 10x or the 10 times methodology, and he states that growing 2 times is much harder than growing 10 times. You can find this video on YouTube by searching Dr. Benjamin Hardy 10x. By delegating, you are free to do what you are uniquely good at and let others do what they're uniquely good at, thus having a happy company all doing what they love doing and striving towards the same goals. Every company has an internal team. However, there are limits to how much anyone can view the big picture, see the forest from within the trees, and it can be hard for teams to hold their leaders accountable. However, having an open and transparent environment, an external view is crucial to obtaining an outside perspective and holding accountability. Businesses have outside teams all the time: accountants, lawyers, part-time CFOs, CIOs, marketers, and coaches, as well as mentors who are valuable additions to the team. Also, mentors are individuals who have already gone through your path, at least their version of it. While coaches can explicitly and systematically help with performance, setting goals, accountability, and introspection and reflection, regardless if they have experience in your particular industry. A mentor can take the shape of an experienced confidant we speak with for occasional professional advice, and they should be someone in which we respect and even look up to as a source of wisdom and experience.
So there are different types of coaches. People call themselves a whole bunch of different names, but they basically fall within these 4 categories. So a personal life coach is someone who is dealing with the person. So it's about their personal life, their private life. It's about how they show up in relationships, how they show up at work, what kind of, it depends on also what kind of problems are they having. So a lot of times you would go to a personal life coach, for example, if you're in career transition or you've just gotten divorced or you're just having issues getting past limiting beliefs that are keeping you small. And that's what a personal life coach is for. An executive coach can be general or specialized. I'm an executive coach, and executive coaches work around entrepreneurship, productivity, time management, sales, leadership. So what I do is I work with the individual as a whole person, but as part of a business, and I help them to show up better in their personal lives and in their business lives. What does that mean? It means that they have a time management system. It means that they have a productivity system. It means that they've learned how to delegate. And there's also tools that I use that I give to my clients that help them to do weekly planning, monthly planning, and yearly planning. So I work with the person. We look and we see, what are your professional goals? What are your personal goals? What are your limiting beliefs? What skills do you need to have? And that's where I come and I put a personalized package together so everybody has a completely different program. Operating system coaches are people like Steve with Scaling Up, or you may have heard of the entrepreneurial operating system. There's EOS implementers. They are also operating system coaches. And like Steve says, they come in and they're coaching the business. They're dealing with the leaders. That's the person who is their contact, but they are actually coaching on how do you scale your business? How do you grow your business? So it's very business focused, as opposed to what I do, which is focused on the person in the context of their business. And then there are lifestyle and whole life coaches. And these are people that will help you with any kind of lifestyle issues. It's really a lot for people who are in periods of transformation. So it could be an exercise coach, or it could be a writing coach, or it could be, athletes have coaches. So it can be an athletic coach. And they're dealing with the person in their whole life and how they show up in their home life. Next, please, Steve. So what's a coach worth? I know that when I talk about my program and I say what the benefits are and the benefits and the features, and often people will say, well, what does it cost? And the one thing you have to realize when you work with a coach, doesn't matter what kind of coach you work with, what you are paying for is not the time of the coach. It's not an hourly rate. What you're paying for is the value of the transformation that you will have with that coach. And that is priceless. It's very hard to put a number on it. So for example, I promise my clients that if they follow my program, they will get back on average between 2 to 5 hours a week. So I promise my clients about an extra 150 hours a year that I can find in their schedule. You can use that to go to Little League games. You could play golf. You could have a new business idea. But the point is that the value of the transformation that you have in transforming yourself, your life, your business is worth multiples of whatever you pay your coach for it. Steve, next.
Pay for results for sure.
So, yeah. And, there's different kinds of coaches. So like we say, some specialize in life leadership and executive development. And in these cases, entrepreneurs learn how to be better leaders, manage their time, set and track individual goals, deal with people, and communicate effectively. So remember, when you think about having a coach, the best athletes in the world all have coaches. And why do they have that? Because the coach will push them to be their best. The difference between an athletic coach and a private coach is that in private coaching or business coaching, we try and help the clients find the answers for themselves. Because when you come to a realization on your own, you internalize it very differently than if someone points it out for you. Business coaches, instead of driving athletes towards better lap times, they push you to find your own answer. And this is very different than a mentor, because a mentor is someone that you look up to that's probably been in the business, that you want to know how did they do it. And they'll often give you their time, give you the benefit of their expertise, but they're not a coach. So coaches reflect our own words back at us. They help us to perform at a much higher level by giving us a systematized method during which, or that we can use to run our personal and our professional lives. Steve?
Oh, good morning. These coaches dig further into the nuts and bolts of the business itself. They can be generalists or specialists. Again, there's an overlap between categories. A general business coach could certainly help an entrepreneur with all aspects of leadership. Accountability coaches are basically taskmasters, keeping you on task and on a tight schedule. Generalists tackle multiple key aspects of an organization, its team, and leader. A specialist may help an entrepreneur with specific aspects that need to work on, such as processes or accounting. In this regard, a specialized coach is often a consultant. Business coaches help clients create and plan the company's vision, goals, what we call a BHAG, or big, hairy, audacious goal. That's that big illuminating goal that you're trying to achieve in 10 to 25 years. A brand promise, core values, and a unique value proposition. Quality coaches, business and personal alike, help entrepreneurs stay accountable, something that can be otherwise difficult to do when you're at the top of the org chart. When you choose a coach, make sure that you offer some mechanism to measure progress and hold you and your team accountable for it.
So where do you find a good coach? So coaches can be found through a range of online sources and offline sources, and it can take a little bit of work to choose one. So here are some things to think about when you're interviewing a coach, and you really should interview 2 or 3 to see who you connect with the most, who you feel understands you better. You know, coaches, it's like it's having a partner. And so you want to make sure that this is somebody you get along with, that you trust, they're relatable, and, you think that they can help you. So one of the things you want to know is, have they been a business owner? Have they been an entrepreneur themselves? So are they just coaches, or do they actually have the business experience as well to be able to really understand what it means to scale your business? Look and see if they have any kind of formal training or certification. Steve is a scale up coach. I'm a strategic coach and a Colby certified consultant. So we both have professional certifications and designations that mean that we have followed a program and that we are certified to be able to assist others. So you want to see that they have the business skills and the coaching skills, so that they have both sides of the fence. And one of the really important questions to ask them is, do they have a coach? Because most good coaches have a coach, because we know, we're coaches, we understand the value. And just because we coach other people doesn't mean we don't need the coaching ourselves. So we take coaching so that we can make sure we stay up to date with what's going on in, whatever area we're practicing in. So you want to do research. So you check them out on LinkedIn, you check them out on social media, you put their name into Google, see what kind of reviews and testimonials they have, because that's really important. You want to make sure that they've dealt with people like you, and that the people that they've dealt with have been happy with the service. So basically what you're looking for is a coach and somebody who resonates with you. And the next slide, please, Steve.
Yeah, it's a fit for both sides for sure.
Yeah. So you want to chat with them, right? Remember, it's like when you meet them for the first time, it's like you're interviewing them. So you want to chat with them. You want to see if there's a cultural fit, if there's a personal fit. The other thing is, you need to be very honest and transparent about the goals and the dreams and what it is you want to achieve, so you can find the right coach who can help you achieve that. They don't have to be in your industry. So it doesn't need to be somebody who is, who's in the same industry that you're in. So if you're in tech, doesn't need to be someone who's tech. You want someone who's been in business and who has that business expertise. Ask your network for opinions and references, because I would be willing to bet you that there are many people in your network who have coaches that you don't even know about. And you also want to make sure that you get client references. So you want to speak to clients. You want to know, what was it like to work with them? How responsive were they? Did they help you meet your goals? Did they have tools and resources for you? So these are the things that you want to make sure that you ask when you're asking for references.
Yep. And what do you really want a coach to help you do? Motivation, accountability, strategy. Write down your end goal. What do you want to happen at the end of your coaching relationship, if it ever ends? But a lot of times they do. What are you really trying to achieve is what you really should be writing down. Think about you and your coach you are thinking of hiring, and ask yourself this question. If you were sitting here 1 year from today, what has to have happened both personally and professionally for us both to be happy with our results? If you don't envision that person there in 1 year, keep looking.
Yeah. I think, one of the things that was on your past slide, Steve, that's really important, and just go back one slide, please, is the comment that you make that you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. A coach is going to make you uncomfortable. That's their job.
Yeah.
Because if you are comfortable all the time in what you're doing, you're not growing. So if you're uncomfortable, it's because you are growing, and it's a good thing. So you need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that is what is going to allow you to grow. And that's, if you're not uncomfortable being uncomfortable, you're not going to have a good experience with the coach, because that's their job, is to make you feel uncomfortable so that you grow, because being comfortable keeps us small.
Yeah, it's to put you out of your zone. And I always say, I'll never give you what you want, but I'll always give you what you need. The only time you'll get what you want is if it's what you need. And that's just the reality. So a good coach will put you out of your comfort zone on purpose, because that's when you do grow the most.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, if you are looking to do some business coaching or need some help with your business and scaling, you can contact me, Steve, at fourpillarcoach.com. The info is right there, or my phone number, 973-435-0700, or you can contact Lori.
Yeah, if you're looking for someone who's going to help you figure out productivity, time management, really help you figure out, like, how can I have it all? That question is like, I can't have it all. And the fact is that you can. If you plan properly, you can have it all. And I'm the kind of coach who'll be able to show you how to do that. So my info is really simple. It's Lori@LoriKarpman.com. My website is LoriKarpman.com, and my coaching, there's a section there on my coaching. And so if anybody has any questions, we can open up the floor for questions now.
Great job, guys.
Thanks, Esther.
Well done. You guys compliment each other well. I just had a comment, not a question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So agree. I think, Steve, you said it with like knowing your goals and agreeing on your goals. I learned the hard way that I had, not like a coach, I think it was a trainer or something years ago, that at the end of our engagement or whatever was like, oh, now you could do X, Y, Z. And I was like thinking in my head, like, oh, that's not even what I came for. Like, and it's like, I realized again, the hard way, that it was my detriment that I didn't set expectations for like, how do I measure success? I think like talking about what success looks like. And I've noticed since then that whenever I engage with a new vendor, they ask on the call, like, what are you looking for? Because let's say improving your process is very different, at least direct results, than getting a certain number of revenue increase or something like that. So just like deciding on, and again, you said this, but I just concur 100%. I learned the hard way that you need to come to the same page and get in writing really how you're going to measure success, and that there is some form of measurement of success. And then the other thing that I also just agree with is like, it's such a personality thing too, like a good coach for one person, which is why I love knowing, like, you both obviously, for example, have such different styles, equally amazing, but totally probably work well with different people on both sides.
Yeah.
And just knowing like who they are. And it's so much about the personality and the relationship, probably 50% or more of the engagement. But is that what you find? And do you have any opinion on that? Like how much of it is the relationship and how you relate to each other versus the coach's expertise? And do you need both or one over the other?
I'll take that question. I think you need both. A coach is someone who's in your corner. and ultimately should be your strongest supporter. They're going to support you with tough love. And you have to be someone, like we get back to comfortable being uncomfortable. So you also have to be someone who is willing to accept constructive criticism as well. So when you're looking for a coach, you should connect with them personally and say, yes, this is somebody that I want to know, that I like, and that I trust. And then you want to see, okay, but can they get me where I want to go? So it's two parts of that same equation.
Have you ever worked with a client, either of you, that that wasn't coachable, or is there anything like
I got that one.
Go ahead,
can jump on
Steve.
that one. Yeah. So I wouldn't say they weren't uncoachable, but Patrick Lencioni writes a book called The Five Dysfunctions of a Team, which is a really good book about how team managers, executives of a company can all basically work in different silos and be really more concerned with what's going on for them instead of the betterment of the entire company. And that dysfunction of fear and animosity towards the end result for the company can really hurt the company's growth and stun it, or make them irrelevant or hold them stagnant. So there's 5 actual dysfunctions: trust, and there's a bunch of others in there. But the end of the day, you may get along great with the CEO who inevitably hired me, and that's great, but I may not necessarily get along with the person who's in charge of tech support or who's in charge of customer service. Doesn't mean I can't work with them. So what we do is we have tools that we use that takes out the emotion out of it and just gets down to the bare facts. And by doing that, you'll find a lot of barriers disappear or dissipate. And then those people that are hostile or hard to work with kind of get on board and understand we're all trying to work towards the same goal. But sure, it happens sometimes. And that's our job, to try and get them to see the light. The benefit is not you. This isn't about me. This is about us, the whole team, the whole company, and what we're trying to achieve.
And also the person really has to want to change and transform, right? There has to be a desire on their part. Like, I've worked with a client who I showed him all the tools. We did all the training, but he didn't follow the tools, and then told me that my program doesn't work and he didn't get back time. And I say, no, the program works if you use it, and that's a coach's advice. A coach's advice is only good if you take it. If you don't take it and you don't follow the program, you can't come back later and say, well, I didn't get value. It's because, well, did you do the exercises? Did you follow the program? And they say, well, I didn't have time. Well, to me, that means you don't have time to invest in yourself. And so those people, to me, are not coachable.
So I actually have in my agreement when I'm going to do work with the company, that they will actually agree to do the work and put in the hours and make the commitment and spend the time, commit the resources and make the resources available to me so that I can help coach them. And that's really important, because my brand promise that I give is, if I don't provide measurable value, you pay me what you think is fair, or you don't pay me at all.
Right.
But that can't be true if the person doesn't work the job, do the actual exercises, do the things necessary to help grow. And that's kind of what Lori was getting at.
Yeah.
So if they work the program, I find it very rare that someone doesn't get any value out of what we provide for them, because it's our mission. We want to make them happy and help them grow, because the more they grow, the happier they are. Let's be honest, the longer they want to keep us around, help them grow and be happier even longer and more.
Right.
Thank you.
Sure. Dave, Katie, anyone else? Michael, have any questions?
No, enjoyed the presentation. Thank you very much.
That was
And
really.
the more we learn, the more we know. So it's all about learning something.
Absolutely.
Always
Totally.
be learning. Always be
There
learning.
you go.
Remember, if you fail to plan, you can plan to fail. One of my
That's right.
favorite
Einstein
lines.
once said, the day you stop learning is the day you start dying.
Yep. I believe that.
This is true. Great, cool. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming. I appreciate your time. There will be a recording of this that we will post, and we'll send it out to you if you want to share it or look at it again.
Okay, will you share the slides too?
Yes, it'll be the whole presentation. So
Very good.
if there are no other questions,
Then
Thank
we'll
you.
say
I want to thank everybody for coming. We really
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good job. Good
Have a
job.
great job. Have a great day, everyone.
You
take
too.
care, guys. See you.